So this is the second round of 16 match of the night. The prize for either Belgium or the United States is a quarter-final tie against Argentina. And this in the Arena Fontenova in Salvador. They call it the City of Joy. It will be for one country tonight. It'll be desperate for one of the others. Kick-off in an hour's time here on BeIN Sports 11. Very good evening to you. Welcome to me, but it's also you guys have been here for a bit. I want to bring you some good news because I know it's been a long few hours for you. This stadium averages 5 goals a game in the previous 4 matches that have been played here, and we've seen some good football.
The way it's gone, it could be 2.5, 2.5.
What are you expecting tonight? Certainly something better than you've seen already.
I am expecting something better. I think a lot of people have been talking Belgium up for a long period of time because of the players that they've got, the players that are doing very, very well in Europe. But I have this sneaking suspicion that the United States might win tonight. I think they're well organised. I think they've got bags of fitness there. And I think they've done well in the group games. And I'm not too sure that Belgium have yet stepped up to the plate, even though they've got a 100% record. But the States will have to keep their eye on Hazard. We talk about a World Cup, I think, of no real good team performances, but outstanding individuals. And if the boy gets going, he can make things happen.
Do you see it as 50-50, this one? You can't pick a winner? Or do you favour Belgium or the United States, like David?
Belgium certainly has got more quality than United States, but the United States is probably one of the most organised teams I've seen so far. Very, very solid defensively with 4 defenders, 1 in front of them, 4 midfielders in front of the 4-1-4-1,
yep.
Basically. So it's a very, very defensive system, and they don't leave much spaces. I'm afraid, but I think it's going to be
You're worried it's going to be
one of those
tug.
games that might go to extra time. I hope I'm wrong, guys. But it might be like that.
Reid, tee it up.
Belgium haven't found the right balance in the team, and it's been a struggle. But when you're not playing well and you're getting results, it's great for the coach and it's great for the confidence of the team. I think Belgium will win it. I think it'll be a tough game, but I think Belgium have got that extra bit of quality, if you like, in the team. And the boy Reid, I think, who's going to play today, I hope he's going to play. Yeah. I think they've got a really good, quick centre forward, only 19 years of age. And if Hazard, I don't think Hazard's played as well. I think he's a terrific player. I'm waiting for him to come to the party, so to speak. So if them two can turn on, I fancy the Belgians.
Would it be fair to say, Kevin, that Belgium haven't performed yet, and maybe it's too early in their evolution as a team to actually be performing at this level right now?
Well, there's a lot of young players in there. There's a lot of players, obviously, we all know from England because, 5 playing tonight, 7 on the bench, all playing the Premier League. My favourite player in England last season, even above Suarez, was Hazard. And I agree totally with Peter. He hasn't shown us yet in this World Cup. He can't seem to get on the ball like he can at Chelsea, where he can affect the game. But what he is a wonderful mover of the ball. And he beats people, and sometimes, he hardly does anything. It reminds me of some of the great... I had a guy called Ali Banabi, who I think you remember. He could do that. But when I look at USA, I see a very fit team, a very well-organised team. And what they've got the chance to do is really put the USA on the map. It's never quite happened for the USA, the next level. And this team have got a chance, and a real good chance, again, against a Belgium side that's still finding the way. So I think this will be a good match. I disagree with you, Gianfranco. I think this will be a good game. I think this might be the one we've been waiting for.
The reason I'm saying, as you said, it's the USA. It doesn't look like it's a national team. It looks like it's more a club team, because they are so organised on the pitch. Distances between the lines, the midfielders and the defenders, they're always very correct. Something that normally with the national team, because you work not so much, you don't see each other not so much, that you don't have. But with them, it's like that. But they are a very defensive team. That's what I've seen.
And Klinsmann has told them not to book their tickets home.
Yeah, not until July the 14th.
July the 14th.
Yeah.
Now, are they intending to watch the games or be playing in the final? I mean, we'll find out a lot more tonight.
Yeah, we will. Well, let's see the lineups tonight, and then you take your pick who you think might win this. Here is the Belgium side. Right, there are 6 changes from that last game against South Korea, in which they won by 1-0. So Alderweireld, Kompany are fit. The most important thing is that Vincent Kompany is fit. Axel Witsel returns with Kevin De Bruyne, and Eden Hazard returns as well. And as you were saying, Peter, Divock Origi does start up front. And then, as far as the United States side is, there are 2 changes which are quite interesting, bearing in mind that Jeff Cameron, who has been playing in a back 4, although he has played in midfield for Stoke this season, will be that sitting player. We've got him down as a right back there, with Johnson actually pushing further forward. So, that's interesting where Cameron actually does play, because it may be that he sits in front of a back 4. That's a different formation to the one they've been playing. But there has been talk of Fabian Johnson actually pushing forward, because he has that ability as a player.
They usually play, like Gianfranco said, usually play 4-1-4-1, so that'll be a change in the tactics there. But Wilmot, he's had the forethought of leaving 6 out. It will be a lot fresher. I mean, the USA have been through extra time, and they are the physical side, a good fitness side, but this is going to test them this game against Belgium, especially with half the Belgium side having a rest. I think that's so important. If you can manage to do that in these big competitions, championships, to rest players, and some influential players are coming back for the Belgium side who are fresh. I think that gives them an advantage.
That was one of the concerns of Jurgen Klinsmann, because so many of these players are now playing in the MLS. Season starts in March, and he wanted them up to, full speed, obviously, to play in Brazil.
Yeah, but we've watched all these games where players have looked tired playing from the season they've had over in Europe, whether it be in our league or the German Bundesliga. But I'm looking forward to seeing Divock Origi play a full match. This is his debut, really. He's come on 3 times as a sub. I think he's the quickest thing I've seen for a long, long time on a football field. He has got incredible pace.
Well, we will see him today, but let's just for a moment concentrate on the American side, because there is certainly a buzz about the camp. Well, when you're talking about the well-organised side, are we talking about the stamp of Klinsmann on this United States side?
Well, I don't know whether it's just the stamp of Klinsmann. I think that would be harsh. I think the United States, as a nation, have got a great deal of discipline in all the sports. I think what they've brought into it is a manager and a coach who's German at the end of the day, and will also have that discipline. But I suspect, I don't know, but I suspect that he projects that belief into them. When he's turning around and saying, don't book your flights until that time, I can imagine them believing him. I can imagine him saying it in a manner that makes them believe him, rather than thinking, aye, here we go.
Yeah.
But I think, he'll have projected that belief in them, and they've done well in the group games.
It's too easy to say it's certainly a Germanic way of playing, because there is that organisation, but there's that massive experience that he has brought. And what he's also done, he's trawled a lot of America and a lot of Europe to find players who have got American connections. There are German players in there, there are Norwegian players in there. So he's tried to make the pool for America a lot bigger.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. Yeah, so, but I think what you were saying before is correct. It's a lot of the organisation is the way they are. I do remember that USA playing another competition, and they've always been a team like that, very, very well organised, very educated, very, very sticking in what they do. I think what is given them the experience that he's got, a different way to play, different knowledge that they can, along with them, be more successful. Plus, as I said many players that play in other countries, so they're bringing on something more to the course. So this is a team that has to be respected. The only thing I can see is that they are playing, in my opinion, against one of the teams that in the future is looking that is going to become one of the strongest. Because the Belgium, in terms of talent, right now is one of the best teams around. The only problem for them is that they are very young yet. So they need to learn to play these competitions. That's the only thing they're missing. But they will be a team that in the future, I won't be surprised to see them maybe winning a European Championship or the next World Cup.
In time, yes, which is how Eden has, I said, judge us on that rather than this competition. But going back to the United States, Klinsmann is bound to succeed more if he has a bigger pool of, obviously, talent to haul from. But it's a different mentality that he's introduced since he's been in there, and it's been accepted. He's got some decent players from the likes of Germany. And
I think they deserve a lot of credit, and Jürgen, because it's sports mad. The United States and America, and soccer, as they call it, has always been on the back burner, so to speak. American football, baseball, basketball. But the reports coming out of the States is that everybody, the fans, galvanised, the TV companies are showing the games, even the adverts. They're not putting the adverts on, so that's sensational. But the team are so well organised, and Gianfranco mentioned it before, the energy of them has been fantastic, and it's in their DNA as winners, and somehow Jürgen Klinsmann has got it into his soccer team, and I fancy Belgium, but they're going to be so difficult to beat, well organised. And I think Clint Dempsey's been at Fulham and Tottenham, and I've always thought decent player, but he's been superb. He's